People who honk in traffic jams, what are you trying to achieve? I honk in Morse code telling everybody to chill. I always think it's like geese. Geese just honk for honking's sake. That my 1992 Chevy Blazer's horn is superior to all the other horns. Because the ducking idiot in the F-150 keeps trying to merge into my car and won't quit texting at it. To everyone saying just let them merge, I'm talking about people leaving their lane because they're too busy on their phone and aren't paying attention to the road. I'm not talking about people deliberately trying to change lanes. I honk in support of others' honkings. I honk at people who look like they aren't paying attention and are about to crash into me. I don't just honk cause I'm mad that I'm sitting there. Fucking go ooh. Whitman called it a barbaric yawp. They've taken everything else away from us. It's our one way to say to the world, I am here. In Italy, the honk is not only a fine musical instrument, but it also helps the flow of traffic. You see, when you stop in the middle of a tight one-way road to have a shot of espresso with Gianluca the police officer, who was just driving his service Vespa in the opposite sense, before he stopped to argue with the old lady on the fourth-floor balcony, as you do, only so many people can just drive on the sidewalk to overtake you until one of the drivers meets his doctor and starts having a good, loud, passionate and unnecessarily elongated conversation about the physical state of the sister of the aunt of the grandchild of the third cousin of the best good friend of the driver, who from what I can hear, is quite excellent at playing the flute. And so the klaxon quickly becomes a great tool, first of all, to signal to the drivers behind to keep going straight and not merge into the road, just like a beaver would whack his tail to alert the rest of his herd of imminent danger. But, it also becomes great weaponry to deny the driver's ability to speak uninterrupted, since speaking with hands can only get you so far, contrary to common belief, therefore forcing them to kiss each other goodbye and now turn around and drive to work. The car horn is truly the cherry on the cake of Italian traffic legislation. Edit: I'm Italian AMD. I love my country. It's music. It's art. The less you understand, the better it is. Edit: wow, thanks for the gold and silver. World peace. Mostly just looking for another SUV to mate with. Preferably nice tires, low gas mileage. Starting a music band, you're going to be there for a while. Might as well make it entertaining. People rarely join me and get angry at me though. Live in NYC, work requires me to drive all over, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island, etc. 99% of the time there is a traffic jam, it is because an accident has already happened and everyone driving up to the accident slows down to get a good look. So, as I am nearing the accident, I honk in hopes of getting people to just drive normally past the scene. I never understood why people need to slow down and stare at the scene. This is the #1 cause of traffic jams: slowdowns on the highways here. Let the person in front of me know how stupid they are for being on the road at the same time as me, turds. I think it's a regional cultural thing. I never heard mass honking in the western Canadian cities I've lived in. One time there was one solitary woman leaning on the horn in a Calgary traffic jam and you could see other drivers turning to stare at her with a "what the hell are you doing?" expression on their faces. I don't honk in traffic jams, but I often wonder if doing so would create a cascade of honking that would carry to the front and get whatever jackass is causing the traffic jam to figure his shit out. I assume this is why people do it. I'm just trying to move that big truck in the front. Honk if you love ass. I sometimes honk as soon as the light turns green and look over my shoulder to indicate the driver behind me did it. I'm just angry so I make my car scream like I do. Many times traffic jams are because some ducking idiot won't move. Sometimes two cars involved in a fender bender will just stop, get out and talk while still in the lane. Accidents should be moved to the shoulder. If you are the idiot and you hear the roar of 1,000 horns, it might make you move out of fear. I joined the ranks because I am soldier in the traffic army, fighting for the flow for everyone. I secretly hope my honk will cause others to honk, creating a chain reaction. Sort of an audible honk wave. Years ago I visited NYC with my mom and the cab driver stopped behind another cab at a light and honked repeatedly, even though the light was red. My mom asked why he was honking and his reason was to remind the other drivers to go when it's green. Orgasm. The light is green. You are obviously unaware of it because you are off in La La Land. The light is going to be green for only so long, and I'd rather not wait here for an extra 60 seconds because you aren't paying attention. The nice, quick honk is to alert you that the light is green. I'm sure you have places to be as well. To say duck you to the guy flying down the shoulder to pass everyone. Green means go, you piece of rigatoni. Because you're on your ducking phone not paying attention and there is a big gap between you and the next vehicle. I need to convey the message that I too am in a traffic jam. Anger release. It is healthy. I have a tiny little red sports car with a train horn. I just like people to shit their pants. I paid for this car, I'm going to use all of it. For me it's more about releasing my frustration with the situation. I personally honk to start a chorus, lol. Conversely, #X200B, people who don't honk at those who are sitting at lights, more than 5 under the speed limit, cutting you off, or generally just not paying attention, driving like assholes. #X200B. Why aren't you honking at people who need to be honked at? The horn is a tool to get people's attention and lets them know when things are not right, whether it is their express fault or not. For me it's usually trying to get someone's attention. I drive trucks, so I'm up high, I can see the closures and whatnot. If I'm honking there is probably room in front of me for you to move over. Or because I'm tired of you all writing nose tip to asshole and I need to get over. Seriously, stop tailgating each other, that would be so awesome. I mean, my turn signal has been on for 2.5 miles. There are 7 lights flashing. Don't tell me you can't see it. You know how when you look at a word for so long that it starts to look alien? Yeah. Honk. Edit, a word. Seize the gap, you old fat bitch, you fat bitch. I like to think I always honk for appropriate reasons. Sometimes it's to get the attention of the person in front of me who is playing on their phone and hasn't realized that traffic is moving forward. Sometimes it's to let a person know that they can't merge into my lane without crashing into me. Other times it's to let people know that the way they merged into my lane is consistent with the way an ass-faced loser with no life goals would merge. Indian here. I hated it when anyone honked at us, so I had decided that when I grow up I'll never do that. Fast forward and now I own a bike in the city, and mind you, I don't honk unless it's absolutely necessary. I had such a hard time driving, it's like other drivers didn't notice me at all. Finally gave in and just honked to mark my presence on the road. That's my reason. Smile. Pissing off the people who live nearby. Frown. I was in London when a whole line of cars were piled behind one man who was taking his sweet time. When someone told him he was blocking the road, he intentionally took even longer until every single car honked for a good 10 seconds in unison. It was beautiful. He moved after that. I think it was an intimidation tactic, like a battle cry. Because toot toot. This discussion is a good place for a friendly reminder to consider a dash cam for your car. Mine cost $50, and that gets you a lot these days. It takes great video, has automatic recording, has Wi-Fi for backup, and records automatically even when your car is off if it senses shaking, i.e. parking lot collision. Putting one in is very easy. If you can set up a cell phone mount in your car, you can set up a dash cam. I feel so much safer and comfortable on the road because if anything happens, I can pull over, back up the video, and take my time with any claims. Even if something happens outside of the field of view of the dash cam, for example only having one front-facing dash cam, like someone rear-ends you or drives into your lane, the footage will show that you are driving correctly and were not at fault.